Somebody was going to ask, so I may as well ask now. Are you ready for winter? I know it's October 12th. Fall just got going, but, well, summer was a wash, quite literally as well as figuratively. The local news station says we never got 3 days in a row of sunshine since July 4th. So, over 3 months. And I think I was able to ride twice in 1 week, maybe 2 times all summer. Otherwise, if I got 1 day in, that was it. And many of the days I rode were after a night of rain or rain the previous day where the roads were still damp. It just wasn't a good year. Last winter was horrible. Actually, the winter itself was okay. The problem was March. We had 4 nor'easters. The first one gave us an 8-day power failure. My generator croaked on day 5, as you may recall. So that event really shined a light on a lot of areas where I need to be more ready. So I did a lot of things over the summer to improve my situation, starting with getting a new generator. I got a nice Westinghouse unit, purrs like a kitten. I also got this thing called a Gen tent, which is something that you attach to the generator and allows it to run in rain or snow and stay dry. And it's not as simple as it sounds. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. Most of the time I need my generator is during a rain or snowstorm, and you cannot have this thing out in the rain. And it's not neat. What I mean is it's not as simple as it sounds. To cover a generator properly while it's running, not have issues with exhaust or fire, but still allow it to operate and stay dry, that's what I mean. That can be a bit of a challenge. So this Gen tent is designed to do just that. I was thinking I'll make a video of it when I get a chance. But anyway, I got that and the generator. I had to add a additional switch to my electrical system so that I can run an effluent pump, which was not previously covered by my generator. So my generator does not do the whole entire house. It's not a whole house setup. It gives me the essentials. It gives me water from the well, but it's cold water, so I don't have hot water. I have a gas fireplace, but as we found out, when it's really cold, that thing just doesn't do it by itself. So anyway, we added a kerosene heater to our repertoire, and so I have to make sure that's all ready to go with fuel at the beginning of each winter. I got some additional gas cans because the morning after our power failure, the line at the gas station was like a quarter mile long. It was really not a good scene. So I realized I need to tank up on gas early, make sure it's all fuel stabilized, and if the power goes out, I want to have at least several days worth of fuel. So I did that. I had 3 very big oak trees taken down a few weeks ago, one of which was right over our house and just constantly dropping acorns and sticks and branches. Some of these trees had limbs fall off them in the past, or had dead limbs on them way up just waiting to fall off. And the reason why we had such a bad time last spring with the power was because it was very warm in March, and then we got this nor'easter with high winds, and the trees were not in very strong earth. They were just sitting in mush at that point, and they literally just fell over. And it was mostly pine trees, and these pine trees fell literally by the thousands and took out power lines and poles. It was incredible. I mean, it really was devastating looking. And there were electrical crews and other crews that came in from Louisiana and Ohio and, you know, lots of states in Canada. And it took a very long time to get our power back and to get electric lines back up. And there's still spots where there's poles that need to be replaced. So we had 4 nor'easters. The first one was the worst. So my snowblower is good, thankfully, but I needed to get snow tires. As you're hearing, this has not been a cheap thing, but I don't have any snow tires for my car, which is going to be 2 years old this year. And it was really dicey last winter, so I decided, you know, just got to do it. And I usually keep my cars, actually I keep my cars for 10 years, if you can believe that. I use them for 5 years for commuting to work, then I hand it off to the wifey, and they usually have 200,000 miles on them when we're finally done with them. So I get a wheel and tire package, and just have a separate set of snow tires and wheels. So I did that. And there are a number of other smaller things that we got if we have a power failure again. We got like an electric hot plate that the generator will power, so you can use it for cooking, but you can also warm water up on it, which certainly helps. So we're in better shape this time around, and if we have a long power failure, I think we'll be a little better able to endure it. It's funny, I got my lowrider, I believe it was March 30th or 31st, the day I bought it. And I was trading in my Sportster. So I had an appointment that Monday morning. It was a little over an hour. And it was supposed to rain like early to mid-morning. It started raining. So I ended up getting there with my formerly pristine, cleaned bike in the rain. And as the morning was going, you know, eventually the rain stopped and the sun came out, but my wife called to see how I was doing and was like, by the way, it's snowing here. So I ended up riding home with my new lowrider and going through at least a half an hour of moderate rain, and that should have been the becoming attractions of what summer was going to be like, because it just the rain never stopped this year. And so here we are in October, and I'm just thinking, man, if we get into December, January, and this moisture is now snow and it just keeps coming, we're gonna have big problems. So I am not sure what to expect. But so I rode today. It's a Friday. I commuted to work. I might get, if I'm fortunate, 4 or 5 more opportunities before it's just too cold. It was dark when I left this morning, and before too long the clocks will get turned, so then it'll be dark at 5 p.m. and I don't get home till about 5:45, so the rides will be fewer and more challenging because of cold, dark, and whatever else. So it was not an enjoyable riding season, not at all. And as optimistic as I try to be about getting through winter, after last year, I'm just like, I'm bracing myself, you know. So that's what's going on in my little part of the world. I got my friend Josh coming over tomorrow. We're going to do some work on his Roadster, change some fluids, hopefully get in a ride. We haven't ridden all year, which has been a bummer, but that's the plan tomorrow. I hope everybody is doing well. For you guys in the northern latitudes, you know, basically Canada on down to, you know, midway across the US, well, you know what winter is all about. For you guys out in Cali and Texas and Florida, well, you got your own problems, right? I mean, Florida sure does. But everybody just be safe on and off the road. Till next time.